Hello students, today we will discuss types of coelom in animal kingdom and the role of coelom in classification of animals. What is a coelom? The first thing that we will study is what is a coelom. If we define coelom is defined as an internal body cavity which is filled with a coelomic fluid and is lined by mesoderm on both the sides. See, the term lined by mesoderm on both the sides is very important to define a coelom. So it is a body cavity which is found inside the body. So the coelom is inside body and it is filled with a fluid. The fluid is called as the coelomic fluid, and the coelomic fluid is secreted by the mesodermal lining. So these are some questions which are asked in competitive exam. The coelomic fluid is secreted by. So the coelomic fluid is secreted by the mesodermal lining. Okay. Now another question which is asked, what is this mesodermal lining called as? The mesodermal lining which is found lining the coelom is called as peritoneum. So what is the mesodermal lining called as? It's called as peritoneum. Another question which is asked related to peritoneum is, peritoneum is an example of which type of epithelium? So peritoneum is an example of squamous epithelium. So what is the mesodermal lining called as? First, the answer is peritoneum. Peritoneum is which type of epithelium? Peritoneum is an example of squamous epithelium. Now, why do we study coelom? See, coelom is the basis of classification, the presence and absence. So the animals are classified as acoelomates and the coelomates. Then coelom is again of types on the basis of formation. So on the basis of formation, coelom is again a basis of classification. Eucoelomate and pseudocoelomate, then schizocoelomate, and the enterocoelomate. So we are studying coelom and why it is used as a basis of classification. Now first we will start with animals which cannot have a coelom, which do not have a coelom. See, when we defined coelom, we said that organisms which have a body cavity which is filled with a fluid and lined by mesoderm. So the question is, which animals cannot have coelom? And we have four options. First is the diploblastic animal, second is the chordates, and C is the carnivores, and D is the herbivores. Now, in this option, we have to find out the best. See, herbivores, this is a very general view. So herbivores and carnivore, these are general terms. The only two terms which are very specific are chordates and the diploblastic animals. Now see, chordates, they are triploblastic. So once an organism is having a mesoderm, the organism has a capability of having a coelom. Now if you see the first option, diploblastic. Now diploblastic animals, they have ectoderm and endoderm. So which layer, germinal layer is missing? Mesoderm. So once mesoderm is missing, the organism cannot have a mesodermal lining. So a body cavity without a mesodermal lining cannot be termed as a coelom. So organisms which are diploblastic, they cannot have a coelom. So they can have a body cavity, but that body cavity cannot be termed as a coelom. When we classify animals, when we classify the kingdom Animalia, we've divided it into parazoa, mesozoa, and metazoa. Now, parazoa are organisms which do not have control and coordination like poriferans. They do not have a nerve cell. Mesozoa are parasitic cellular groupings. Metazoa, they are complete, they are true multicellular organisms. Now, when we divide metazoa, we divide into diploblastica and triploblastica. So when we divide it in diplo and triplo, see, diploblastica organisms, they will have diploblastic germ layers. Can you give me an example? See, it's porifera. First example is porifera. Then in Diploblastica we have Cnidaria, and then we have Ctenophora, and then we have no. After that, triploblastic organisms they evolved. So the first triploblastic phylum was Platyhelminth. So when we say coelom, now we have to find out कि सिलोम किस में हो सकती है. तो डिप्लोब्लास्टिका में अपन ने देखा कि पॉरीफेरा आर डिप्लोब्लास्टिक, निडेरियंस आर डिप्लोब्लास्टिक, and ctenophorans are diploblastic. So they do not have mesoderm. So when they do not have mesoderm, can they have coelom? They cannot have coelom because the lining of mesoderm cannot be formed. So triploblastic organism they can have coelom. So these are the questions which we have, concepts which we have to keep in mind, because when we will be solving questions, these concepts will help us. Now see, Porifera. We take one example. The first phylum is Porifera. Porifera, if you see, the outer lining is ectoderm and the inner dark orange lining is endoderm, and between ectoderm and endoderm there is a thick layer. The thick layer is called as mesohyl. Okay, so ectoderm, endoderm and mesohyl. And then inside the body there is a cavity called as spongocoel. The question which is asked is spongocoel a true coelom? So I told you earlier that spongocoel is lined by endoderm. So spongocoel, it is lined by endoderm, and we defined body cavity or the true coelom as a cavity which is lined by mesoderm on both the sides. Now Porifera, they are diploblastic. They do not have mesoderm. So when they do not have mesoderm, the body cavity or the spongocoel cannot be lined by mesoderm. So spongocoel is not a true coelom. So Porifera को अपन किस में classify करेंगे, Coelomata या Acoelomata? Acoelomata. So because they cannot have coelom, mesoderm is absent. Next, Coelenterata. Now when we go to Coelenterata, we see we have mesoglia. Mesoglia is found between ectoderm and endoderm. So it's a layer found between ectoderm and endoderm. And then if you see in the body of Hydra, the polyp form, if you see there is in the center, there is a large cavity which is called a coelentron. It is found in both the medusa and the polyp form. So question again, is coelentron a true coelom? See again, concept, coelom should be lined by mesoderm. Coelenterata, they are diploblastic. So when they are diploblastic, coelentron cannot be lined by mesoderm. When it is not lined by mesoderm, it is not a true body cavity. So the coelentron found in Hydra, coelentron found in Obelia, or any other coelenterate or cnidarian is not a true body cavity. It is not a true coelom. See mesoglia here, some students confuse mesoglia with mesoderm. See mesoglia is not mesoderm because the organism itself is diploblastic. सिर्फ ectoderm और endoderm का बना है, तो इसमें mesoderm है ही नहीं. तो mesoglia क्या होती है? Mesoglia is a secreted layer by the germinal layers. Ectoderm, endoderm के बीच में ये मिलती है, and it is secreted. It is not a cellular layer. It is not made up of mesodermal cells. So it is not mesoderm. So this we have to remember that Hydra is diploblastic. Cnidarians, all coelenterates are diploblastic. So coelentron is lined by endoderm, not mesoderm. So when it is lined by endoderm, it is not a true coelom. Next, see ctenophorans. Now ctenophorans, they are very interesting. When you see the structure of ctenophorans, they have ectoderm, endoderm and a very thick cellular layer in between. So a very thick cellular layer of mesoglia is forming 3 layers of cells. So when you cut a section of ctenophorans, we see ectoderm, endoderm and a very thick cellular layer in between. So the ctenophorans, they are sometimes termed as triploblastic, but they are not triploblastic because the middle layer is not an embryonic layer. So they have ectoderm and endoderm. The middle layer of thick cells is called as mesoglia only, and that is not mesoderm. So ctenophorans को connecting link माना जाता है. किसके बीच में? It is called as a connecting link between Diploblastica and Triploblastica because it is डिप्लोब्लास्टिक, क्लासिफिकेशन डिप्लोब्लास्टिक है क्योंकि इसमें एक्टोडर्म एंडोडर्म है, मेसोडर्म यहाँ नहीं होती। लेकिन क्योंकि जब इसका ऑर्गेनिज्म जो होता है अडल्ट, उसके अंदर थिक सेलुलर लेयर पाई जाती है बिटवीन एक्टोडर्म एंड मेसोडर्म, तो एक्टोडर्म और मेसोडर्म के बीच में जब थिक सेलुलर लेयर मिलती है, इस लेयर की वजह से, जो बीच में सेल की लेयर आ गई, इस लेयर की वजह से इसको अडल्ट को ट्रिप्लोब्लास्टिक टर्म किया जाता है। सो इट इज कनेक्टिंग लिंक बिटवीन डिप्लोब्लास्टिक एंड ट्रिप्लोब्लास्टिक। और इसके नेक्स्ट फाइलम, जो इसके बाद नेक्स्ट फाइलम आता है प्लेटियलमिन, तो उसमें मेसोडर्म का फॉर्मेशन हो जाता है। सो द कनेक्टिंग लिंक बिटवीन डिप्लोब्लास्टिक एंड ट्रिप्लोब्लास्टिक इज टीनोफोरा। और अगेन टीनोफोरा को क्लासिफाई सिलोमेटा में करेंगे, एसिलोमेटा में, इसको अगेन क्लासिफाई करेंगे एसिलोमेटा में, क्योंकि इसके अंदर मेसोडर्म नहीं पाई जाती है। सो दिस इज टीनोफोरा। नाउ देयर आर सम क्वेश्चंस which we should know. So the first question is, what is coelom? So when we say coelom, what is a coelom? This is a question which is usually asked. So coelom को कोई define करना चाहेगा तो अपन क्या बोलेंगे? It is a body cavity which is lined by mesoderm on both the sides and is filled with a fluid called as the coelomic fluid. Next question, the lining, the mesodermal lining is called as, peritoneum. Next question, peritoneum is formed by which epithelium? So peritoneum is formed by which epithelium? Squamous epithelium. Can we call spongocele as a coelom? No, we cannot call spongocele as a coelom. Why? Because spongocele is not lined by mesoderm. So it is lined by endoderm, because sponges are diploblastic. Then can we call coelentron as coelom? No, we cannot call coelentron as coelom, because again coelentron is lined by endoderm and endoderm lining is present and they are diploblastic, so mesoderm is absent, cannot called as a coelom. Then can diploblastic organism have coelom? Yes or no? No, they cannot have a coelom. Then does coelom arose with the advent of mesoderm? So this is a very important question कि जब mesoderm आई तो क्या उन ऑर्गेनिज्म में जिसमें पहली बार मेसोडर्म आई उनके अंदर सिलोम का फॉर्मेशन हुआ था? दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन व्हिच वी विल डिस्कस इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर. ओके, सो जस्ट टू गिव यू एन एग्जांपल, सी दिस इज अ बॉडी. ओके, अब इसमें सिलोम है या नहीं है? सो अपन ने इसका एक सेक्शन काटा. सो सपोज दिस आई एम डूइंग, ये अपनी बॉडी है, अपन ने इसको काटा, ये अपनी बॉडी वॉल है और ये अपनी एलिमेंट्री कैनाल है जिसमें अपन खाना खाते हैं, इसोफेगस, इंटेस्टाइन, ये दोनों ऐसे प्रेजेंट हैं. सिलोम किसको कहेंगे? सिलोम उसको कहेंगे कि इस रिफिल और इस पेन के कवर के बीच में जो स्पेस है और उसमें अगर थोड़ा सा फ्लूइड भर दिया जाए तो उस फ्लूइड फिल्ड कैविटी को सिलोम कहा जाएगा. सो दिस इज द बॉडी. सी, ओके, इस बॉडी के अंदर मैंने एक पन्नी चिपका दी और वो जो पन्नी है वो कहलाएगी पेरिटोनियम. जो पन्नी सोमा बॉडी से चिपकी हुई होगी, तो पेरिटोनियम बॉडी से चिपकी होगी, उसको अपन सोमेटिक पेरिटोनियम कहेंगे. अब ये एलिमेंट्री कैनाल है, ये इसके अंदर प्रेजेंट है. इस एलिमेंट्री कैनाल पे भी मैंने एक पेरिटोनियम की लेयर, एक पन्नी चिपका दी. उस पतली सी पेरिटोनियम को मैं कहूंगा विसरल पेरिटोनियम, विच इज फाउंड in the visceral part of the body, viscera of the body. So मेरे पास दो पेरिटोनियम हो गई, एक जो बॉडी के अंदर चिपकी हुई है, ठीक है, that is called as the somatic पेरिटोनियम. एक जो विसरा एलिमेंट्री कैनाल पे चिपकी हुई है, that is called as a visceral. अब मैंने इसको इसमें डाल दिया. ये जो इस पेन को अगर मैं काट के देखूंगा तो एलिमेंट्री कैनाल और इसके बीच में, बॉडी वॉल के बीच में जो स्पेस होगी वो क्या कहलाएगी? वो सिलोम कहलाएगी. सपोज ये एक मैंने बॉडी वॉल का टीएस काटा, ये बॉडी वॉल और ये एलिमेंट्री कैनाल, इन दोनों के बीच में जो स्पेस होगा उसको अपन सिलोम कह सकते हैं. लेकिन कब? जब इन दोनों के ऊपर मीजोडर्म की एक लाइनिंग चिपकी हुई हो। तो दोनों लेयर पे जब मीजोडर्म की लाइनिंग चिपकी हुई होगी तो इन दोनों के बीच का जो स्पेस होगा, फ्लूइड फिल्ड स्पेस, दैट विल बी कॉल्ड एज सीलोम. So coelom is a body cavity which is found in between the body wall and the alimentary canal, and it is filled with a coelomic fluid and is lined by mesodermal lining on both the side, and this mesodermal lining is called as peritoneum. And the peritoneum which is found towards the body wall is called as the somatic peritoneum, and the peritoneum which is found toward the alimentary canal is called as the visceral peritoneum. So these are the questions which are asked. So next we will continue this lecture. In the next lecture we will be studying the origin of coelom in the triploblastic organisms. Thank you.